This is David from the Paranormal Sessions podcast. I wasn't planning on releasing a video, but something happened last night that I thought that I should discuss. So normally I don't stay up that late, but last night for some reason I was watching movies, so I stay up a lot later. Now I do post on a couple different social media platforms, and I'll give them, based on my experiences, what I would do, what this might be, and I've learned from other people that that they've covered other areas which I never even thought about. So I mean, it's good that we exchange information. So I see this post, and I'm not going to say too much because I don't want anyone to go back to him or whatever and make comments. But he had talked about this man that for 30 years he's had this dark entity um, telling things are going to happen and they did, or other situations and they turned out to be true. And as I'm reading through the posts, he talks about that he spoke to a medium and she tried to reach out to this dark entity, which when I read that, I have no idea what this medium was thinking. But anyway, she's trying to reach out to this dark entity and she can't figure out what he's saying. And in the post he talks about that he doesn't believe in God, and or that God exists. And he also asks, he goes, does anyone think anything is attached to me? So initially I just put on there, I go, there's a chance that there's something attached. And then I thought, I might as well just tell him what I really think. I said, honestly, I would be surprised if something isn't attached to you. This has been going on for 30 years. And all these events where he said that the dark entity was going to happen, it did. So I talked to him a little bit about, that, at one time, 14 years ago, I lost faith that a God exists. And then I kind of gave him a brief background. And he goes, well, I appreciate your input, but I really don't, believe in God. And, this other dark entity has been helping him, which, he has that right. So then I started thinking, I wanted to see how deep this entity has control of him. And so what I did is I put another comment and I said, that if there's evil, there's good. There's balance in everything. I go, and that's why there's good versus evil, God versus demons, and what have you. And I said, one can't exist without the other. I go, that's why you have choices. And I talked a little bit more about God, and so he responded back, and I could tell he was irritated, but he was trying to, stay calm. And he said, I don't want to post anything ugly or whatever, but I appreciate your input, but I just don't believe in God. And I did that for two reasons. The biggest reason is I wanted to see how much this entity is attached to him, because I figured from the few comments he had posted and what I had said and how he responded, that this is probably going to trigger something in him from the dark entity. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, you could tell he really wanted to say a lot, but maybe he thought he's going to get the comments deleted or what have you. So he said, I don't want to make it ugly and all that. And right there told me he's in deep. That entity's in has got pretty good control because it's been going on for 30 years. But the part that really bothered me is, why is this medium? I'm sure he told the medium all these things have been happening. They turn out to be true, and it's a dark entity. So what is this medium thinking, trying to reach out to the dark entity? Unless she believes in like the dark arts or something, I don't know. But I thought that's the most ridiculous thing. If I would have talked to him the first time and he had told me this whole story, I go, well, first of all, there's no guarantees, but I'd be shocked if you're not, something's attached to you. I go, you need to, cleanse your house, have a priest or, a religious figure come over and bless the house and all that. get holy water. I go, because you're in deep for 30 years and all these things are happening, and the entity's telling me before it happens, and it does. But that's why, and that's what I really wanted to post, and that's why I'm going to start helping some people initially, not a lot, because I have other things that I have to do, but I am going to help people, in small amounts. But I thought, what is this medium thinking? Does this person actually think they're qualified, that they can go ahead and go head to head with an evil entity and somehow work it out between them or something? If he would have told me that, I would have said, as soon as he told me that, all these things that happen, I go, you need to, change your life immediately. I go, because I'm sure it's pretty much not possessed, but it's getting to that point for 30 years. And he doesn't believe in God. And then the way he reacted, that's why I asked him that question, because I knew it was really going to upset him if that attachment is that deep in him, and it is. But I couldn't believe it when he said that the meeting was trying to communicate. I thought, what is this person thinking? That they're qualified like an exorcist or something to deal one-on-one with a dark entity? That's why I'm, very soon start helping some people. I go, because this is ridiculous. And I would have put that in there, but I thought, no, I better not, but when I saw that about this medium trying to talk to a dark entity, I go, what were they thinking? Or is it they're just uninformed about everything? I don't engage with evil. That's why the times that they try to talk to me, I don't respond at all. And so, but when I saw this, I thought, this medium is making it worse, because now she's in effect like a de facto vouching for this entity, that she's trying to reach out to what he's saying. And that, when I saw that, I was so irritated. I thought, my God, I go, this person probably does have some gifts of a medium, but talking to a dark entity like they're qualified, unless they're on the dark side too, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've never read that there's dark mediums, or maybe there is. I don't know. But when I saw this, I thought, this is just ridiculous. I go, I have to go ahead and post this online, because he or she only made it worse for this individual, because when she's in there trying to interact with that dark entity, he's basically saying, well, this must be okay, because why is she talking? Why is he or she talking to this entity? It must be legitimate. Maybe there's something I can gain from this. And so that's why I put that question. And I do that periodically when I see someone that I know. I shouldn't say no, but I have a pretty good idea that they're deep on the dark side. And that's why I'll bring them about God. And usually they'll come back, and a lot of them, they'll get really mean about it. And as soon as they do that, I go, yeah, they're in deep. Because when I ask him about God, I just say, there's balance, there's good, there's evil, and all this. And he came back, he said he didn't want to get ugly. And I go, yeah, he's in deep. And, I'll pray for him, but, after 30 years, and if I remember in the post, I think he said this even started before he was even born, which that does happen. I think it's called, was it just gestational spirits or something? I'll have to go back and do some research, but I remember I saw a video about a priest who was an exorcist, and he talked about that certain things could happen 3 or 4 generations ago, and that evil entity will just carry on each time. But I just wanted to share this, because I thought, I wish I would have had the opportunity to talk to him. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to turn him around, but I sure as heck would have said, yeah, I'm not talking to this dark entity. That can only lead to more trouble than you'd ever want to imagine. But, when he got, he wanted to get really upset, but he didn't. I go, I'll pray for him, but I don't think this is going to end good, because if it's already been going for 30 years, I think he's in so deep that I don't know how he can come out of it. But hopefully I'm wrong. But I just wanted to share that with people, because it just made me upset that this medium's trying to engage conversation with a dark entity. Who in their right mind would do that? I know I wouldn't, and the other people that I've talked to, they don't talk to them. Now maybe there's some we think they're qualified, and they think they are. Go ahead, but I'm sure never do, because I don't know. No matter how much I learn for the next 20 years, that's over my head. I know enough just to stay away from them. But I just wanted to post this video because I felt sorry for that man, because I think he's in so deep that I don't think there's any coming back. But hopefully I'm wrong. But when he said he didn't want to get ugly with the comment, all that, I go, yeah, he's in there, and I knew that was going to trigger him, because I figured he's in deep. And when I brought that up again about God, I knew if that dark entity's in deep, he's going to get really upset about it, and he did. But like I said, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think this is going to end well for him after 30 years. I think it's just going to go deeper and deeper. But I've been wrong before, and maybe I'll be wrong again, but I just wanted to share that with people, and that's why I'm going to start helping people, because I don't understand what this person's medium was doing, because they're way over their head. But it just worked out that way. So I appreciate everyone watching. Thanks.